Thank you very much. I really appreciate being here. So first of all, Jeff Leenhouts, I'm I don't know if I'm fairly new, but I'm still in my first year, town supervisor in Penfield, here with Kerry Ivers, who heads planning and development. And I want to recognize Amy Steckloff, our town clerk. And everybody should know Linda Cole, unless you're living in a closet somewhere in Penfield. She's been a long time town board member, and I want to thank Dave and Brian from RPCTV being here. And I just got to touch on a couple things. First of all, if you can bottle Daria, you'd make a fortune. Yes. Oh my gosh, when I met Daria, it's like bam, when you meet someone. And, but you need a Daria to get things done, absolutely. And Lori's a rock star. Broccolo, not you, Lori, sorry. You are too, but no.
I'll take part of it.
And I got to mention Durst, because I took a tour in Durst and I filled out an application and I haven't heard back yet. So, so we have a lot of slides. Actually, Kerry did a great job putting this together. There's a lot going on in Penfield, so we want to share a bunch of this, so we'll kind of fly through this. So yeah, this is our newsletter. We sit down with the supervisor. First of all, this is really nice. Usually when I'm in front of a crowd, it's not the most friendly bunch. So I just really want to hold on to this for a few minutes. Take this in. But a balance between business and residential is really important. So we'd love for you to come out to board meetings and get your feedback. Sometimes it's the loudest 20 people that we react to, and there's almost 39,000 people in Penfield, so we need to be heard from others. So yeah, we celebrate Small Business Month. We are trying to get out in the community as much as we can. We need input. We have a sit down for a supervisor that we just flew through, which was really great. And actually, Billy mentioned this. People make assumptions about you before you meet them, but when you actually meet them, it makes a big difference. And I had a kind of a rough one on Tuesday with 20 people that were kind of upset on a lot of things, but it does make a difference when you get face to face and meet somebody. That was a big impact. So Dave's team has done a lot of work on these 360 or these videos, which are really cool. And yeah, a lot going on. So we have some grant funding. Actually, the county has still got money to spend, so we're taking advantage of sidewalks, so they're putting in a 50% match. And actually, we usually do about 250,000 or so of sidewalks per year, something we get input from the town. We have it planned for 25, but we were able to get a 50% match, which we really want to get after. So I think we're doing $1.4 million next, I don't know if it's next year or the year after, but it's coming. We're actually going to go down Plank Road to Jackson, which is really great. We're trying to connect the town, via bike and foot. So we're taking advantage of it, which is great. Just completed the Allens Creek restoration, huge project. They did a great job. Shadow Pines pickleball. Has everybody got a chance to look? I've got to get my pickleball game on. I haven't quite got there, but it's beautiful. It's a great pavilion we have and a couple inclusive playgrounds. And I got to cut the ribbon, take all the credit, even though I didn't do much for that. It's people like Linda that have been working on this for years. Things are a little slow in government, I'm learning, and Linda can attest to that. Who would have known? And then LaSalle's Park, that is, it's probably the first parcel as you go into Penfield, come down the hill on Empire, and we've got some funding. We're going to put a restroom there. So that's another great project that's upcoming. And these are different. 350,000 came from our state senator. So these are different fundings that we've gotten through the state, if I'm saying that right, Kerry. Correct me if I'm wrong, which I always often am wrong. Okay.
We can switch over if you want now.
Yes, that would be good.
Okay. So I'm going to take you through a few things, both on the development side and also just what's happening in the Penfield town government. So the town board's been very busy with local laws, and that's updating codes, that's updating mapping, and it's just trying to advance things so that the town is working more efficiently and able to respond to changing demands. Things have changed over the years. We've got some future legislative actions on the horizon. One of them is adding renewable energy systems regulations to our code so that we can allow those renewable energy opportunities in places where it makes sense. So it's outlining permitting and the how and the where those things can go. We're also looking at doing some updates to the Environmental Protection Overlay District so that the regulations that exist are more enforceable and they're just more manageable. So let's get right to economic development and business. So we've got lots of new business, expanded business. Obviously, Durst was one of our award winners. That was an exciting opportunity for the town to see that type of an adaptive reuse, and it's like an adaptive reuse.
You can squeeze in my office right there.
And then the town is, happily partners with the Penfield Business Chamber to organize ribbon cutting events for new businesses. So as new businesses are coming in to Penfield, I reach out as the liaison to business community and say, let me introduce you to the business chamber, and we can offer the ribbon cutting. So we've got chiropractic and wellness. We've got a new barber shop, new restaurant locations. And what I'm happy to report is we've got new businesses happening in every single commercial area throughout the town. So it's not like it's just happening in one place. It's happening up in Baytown, and Baytown is in the town of Penfield. Please remember that. I have had to tell so many new businesses, they're like, new business was like, welcome, we're so glad to be in Webster. I'm like, you're in Penfield. You emailed me at penfield.org. Please put those two together. So,
does anybody work for Valvoline? Because
well, yeah, it's a topic. So we've actually reached out and successfully, like Go Car Wash, which is going to be on one of these slides. They were doing advanced promotion, being so proud to join Webster. And I said, could you please add Penfield to the list? Because that's technically where you are. And they were very responsive and did that. So very exciting stuff.
Yeah. Quick trivia. How many Wegmans are there in Penfield?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, well done, you passed. We've got new, and this is another great example of adaptive reuse. These two buildings, the Five Guys and the Jersey Mikes, that was a medical building that was completely renovated. You would never know that medical offices were there. And it's a really great way to see, older buildings getting brought back to a new life. Continuing, we've got a new consignment shop in the Four Corners. That's really it's a little retail opportunity. And then Macate is a new Mexican restaurant that just opened up, and it used to be it was a pizza place before this. And I will tell you how it is because I'm going there tonight with my parents. That's on our
beautiful job, right?
The renovations are beautiful. And then opening soon. So O Pueblo Grill has been doing renovations, and we are expecting them to open hopefully any minute. That's been a little bit of a, they're waiting for equipment, and I think we might be their first location with a liquor license, which seems really important if you're going to have tacos. It feels like you need to have margaritas, right? I feel like that's a given. And we've got projects under construction, and these are just a couple. This is the mixed-use development district that is under construction for the Arbors. We've got, this is the YMCA Way. These are two new mixed-use development buildings that are going in, and they are coming along beautifully, and it's lovely to see. And we've got some projects that have recently been approved by the planning board or other boards that may need their approval. This is 85 Sovereign Way. If you know where, Nolan's Rental is along Creek Street, this is just right around that vicinity. And that's going to be Wellness 360's future location. So excited about that new development. And then over in the Baytown Plaza area, there's some space that's going to be renovated to create a new community bank with drive-through facility. So these are on the horizon. And then we've got projects that are currently under review. Chick-fil-A is under review right now at the planning board. And so we're going to now switch over to just some town projects. Jeff mentioned the Shadow Pines improvements. Obviously a transformational project. Came out better than, it looks great on a drawing and then looks even better in person, and that's a great accomplishment. We've got pickleball courts, and we've got amenities. A bathroom is an important part of a park. Everybody that was using this area and did not have access to a bathroom, that was a very strong need. So we get to enjoy ourselves. And then it just means more fun. And that's what we joke around with Andy Erkfitz, who's the recreation director, and we call him the Department of Fun. And it's true. As you know, there's a new DPW facility that is currently being constructed. So it's really a two-phase process. They've cleared out the area that they can clear out. They've relocated the salt barn. There's the salt being put back into the new structure. And then as the building goes up, we're going to have to be shifting things over and moving people over. So DPW's been doing a great job having to operate out of sort of like all corners of the world, trying to find spaces where they can keep their stuff while their building is being built. Lots of infrastructure projects. And this is not really like anything sexy. No one wants to really think this is important, but this is really the heart and soul of the everyday living, so that you have nice streets to drive down. You've got new sidewalks to walk on. You have sewer slip lining. I know that sounds terrible to talk about, but if your toilets don't work, you know what happens? We get lots of calls. So a major investment has been happening to make sure that our infrastructure is secure, that it's going to be have longevity, and it's going to be able to meet the needs of the town. We've got stream cleanings, and that helps with obviously with stormwater. The Allens Creek was a major restoration. And we recently completed a townwide traffic study just to understand what the needs are now and what they might be in the future. And here are just some of the pictures of the improvements that have been made. That's Huntington. We've got the new sidewalks that went in on 5 Mile, and there's new sidewalks in my neighborhood on Willow Pond, and it's really great to see how much they get utilized. This is, again, some close-ups of the Allens Creek project. And as we looked ahead to 2025, there's so many things that are happening, so much great stuff is going on. But a couple of the highlights, we've got that DPW facility is going to continue its construction. It's slated to be complete in 2026. Channing Philbrick Park, I don't know if anybody knows we call them the Funhouse Bridge or the Crooked Bridge or I can't have a cocktail before I go on this bridge, and no one does that. But that project really became an important update because there's really some safety issues and concerns. Last night, Town Board authorized the replacement. So those 3 separate bridges are going to be replaced by one continuous elevated bridge along the creek. So it's going to be a wonderful amenity. We're expecting that construction could start as soon as notice to proceed in January or February. And the hope is that it'll be online in the summer of 2025. So there will be a temporary closure before and after that bridge so that that work can commence. Shadow Pines property is going to continue to be looked at for future improvements. We're just finalizing, there's a Clark House renovation project that's currently out to bid. That would create a brand new, it would restore and preserve the original 1832 portion of the home. And then it would be the construction of a brand new attached lodge facility that really is going to be an elevated space. And there's a high demand. December 4th is the opening of the reservations for our lodge spaces. And by December 4th, 10 minutes after that opens, they're booked for the year. So there's definitely a demand. And then we've got an active transportation project that we are going to begin in 2025. The RFP for finding a consultant to help us with that is currently out, and we're waiting on responses. So that's going to be a project where we're engaging the community, asking them how and where we should be able to bike and walk more, better. And so I think it's just an important step for us as we're thinking about future infrastructure and future where the development might go. How do we get people there and allow multimodal access? That's a planning term for not just cars. And I think that is it. We welcome you to stay informed. Our website, follow us on social media. Social media is so important these days. And our town staff is always welcoming questions, whatever you need. We will, if we don't know the answer, we will find somebody who does. And that's it for us. No questions. I'm going to go sit down. Okay.
Actually, just a quick closing comment, just to reiterate, we have a lot going on, and we do need public input. I know that in the very near future, we're going to talk about the Clark Barn and what to do. There's just a lot of things coming up. And there's generally a few people that show up to speak their opinion, but there's a lot of people in this town, and we just need input. And there is an important balance between the commercial and the housing piece too. Believe it or not, and you may all know this, the resources that the town uses for businesses may not be as much as residential, but you're an important part of the tax base, and I really appreciate it. So, you know, let your voices be heard, and it would be great. It would be great. So thank you. And you can reach us really easy, by the way. You can do the sit down with Supervisor, which is generally every month if you want to come out and see me again. You can email me at supervisor@penfield.org. A lot of ways to reach out.